بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربهم جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه صدق الله العظيم. And dear respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic here is a very positive one. It's about the key to Jannah. If it was just Jannah, I think we'd have a party tonight. The thing is, they put key to Jannah, which makes it something that you have to work towards. Jannah is a blessing. Jannah is a place Allahu Akbar wants. You want to get to Jannah, Allahu Akbar, you think about Jannah, you think about the gifts of Jannah. There is no place like it. Why? Because it is the ultimate prize Allah has given or kept for His servants that He is pleased with. And when a king is pleased, like if you had somebody who's who's got some wealth, then and they're really pleased, they will give a present according to their status. Me and you will give a small atar. Me and you will give a miswak, we'll give a little book, we'll give something else. That's our capability. When a rich man has got money, he's happy. Let's say the man is a millionaire and he's happy. He will give you, if he wants, he'll give you a house. He'll give you a car. He's happy. And forget that, if a king is happy, what's a king going to give you? If a king is happy, he'll probably take a whole treasure box and give you a whole treasure box full of pearls, diamonds, full of gold, silver, emeralds, sapphire. That's the king of this world. If a king was running an empire, forget a country, an empire, he would give even more. Now here we're not talking about a king, my friend. We are talking about Malikul Muluk, the king of kings. When that king of kings is happy, he's going to give according to his status. And his status, Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. No eye has ever seen such a gift. No ear has heard of such a gift. No mind can even think of such a gift. This is the Jannah that we're talking about. So my brother, what does this mean? My sister, what does this mean? No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has thought of. What that means is, in the Quran it's quite clear that in Jannah you're going to get fruits. One of the fruits mentioned, for example, is grapes. There's grapes in Jannah. Have you tasted grapes, yes or no, guys? Yes? Only some of you said yes. Maybe Smethwick doesn't have grapes. Have you tasted grapes, yes or no?
Yes.
Now, do you know the sweetness of grapes? Yes?
Yes.
The sweetness of grapes is something that you have got in your mind because you tasted the sweet grape. Not all grapes are sweet on this earth, but you tasted the grape and the grape was sweet. Now bring that in your mind, that sweet grape in your mind. When you bring the sweet grape in your mind, you think to yourself, that was nice. Sweet grape, that was nice. MashaAllah. If you can bring it in your mind properly, you'll get saliva coming in your mouth right now. Watery mouth right now. Yeah. I'm not trying to make you hungry, brothers. But if you try and bring in your mind, this is the effect of the human mind. You bring something in the mind, it has an effect on your body straight away. You can almost feel a watery mouth. Allah. The thing is, when we get to Jannah and grapes are going to be given to us, those grapes don't look like the grapes of this earth. Those grapes don't taste anything like what's in this earth. And those grapes are in no way in any comparison to the grapes of this world. Why? Because the sweetness of the grapes of Jannah, the sweetness of the fruits of Jannah is beyond our human imaginations. You can bring every sweet fruit, sweet mango, sweet watermelon, sweet grape, sweet banana, sweet apple, sweet orange, sweet pomegranate. You can bring every sweet fruit you want. And you can make the most luxurious and the most brilliant drink that you can ever make. And you make it together and you crush it and you make yourself a nice fruit juice, and you can't get any better than that. But you still will not get anywhere near the sweetness of Jannah. Why? Because this is the dunya where Allah has made this world imperfect. This world is imperfect. This world Allah made with good and bad. This world with good and evil. This world you have sweet and sour. In Jannah there's no sour. There's nothing sour. The sweetness of Jannah, if he was to reach this world, Allahu Akbar, even the salt or the sourness would become sweet. How? Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said what? If a woman of Jannah, if she came to this world and she was, these are the nearest words. If a woman of Jannah was to spit in the ocean of our world, then the whole ocean, the whole of the ocean will turn to become sweet. If he spits one spit in there, and the whole of the ocean becomes sweet. The ocean. You're not talking about part of the ocean where she spat. You're talking about the entire ocean, of the whole Pacific Ocean or the Atlantic Ocean, whole of it, from one end of the continent to another end of the continent has become sweet. Because she just spat. Can you imagine what the sweetness of Jannah is? Allahu Akbar. And if that woman did what? If that woman was to come to this dark black universe and put her little finger into that universe, the end of her little finger in that universe, in the dark black universe, then it will be so bright, she will cause so much light into this atmosphere that our sun that is so bright will become dark in front of her own finger. It will be dark. The whole universe will light up with light. That's the light Allah Azza wa Jalla has created. We wouldn't be able to bear this right now. But Allah will give us bodies and things in Jannah to bear all of it. Allahu Akbar. See, in Jannah, brothers, there's no limit to anything. You want it, you have it. You want it, you have it. Now you talk about the fruit. A man's going to have a tree in Jannah. One tree in Jannah. Just one tree. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what? This tree will be made of what? This tree will be made of something very special. You've never seen a tree like this. And we can't even imagine. Even if you sit here with me and we imagine it, it's going to be better than that. How? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the trunk of this tree is going to be made of gold. The trunk of this tree is made of gold. Allahu Akbar. So you think, gold tree? I'm going to eat gold. Well, the fruits haven't come yet. I'm going to get to the fruit. The trunk of the tree is made of gold. وَلَا يَسِيرُ الرَّاكِبُ, a man who is the fastest horseman, a man who gets onto a horse and he's a jockey, right? He's a jockey, rider. He's a person who races on a horse. And he gets onto a horse and he wants to cross the width of this tree. Now normally, brothers, in this earth, if you've got a tree, then a big tree, you can cross the breadth of the tree within a couple of seconds. 1 second, 2 seconds, you cross the big tree. You crossed it. And if it's a very big tree, these humongous trees, 400 years old, then massive, I'm talking a really big tree, really big one, it'll take you 5 seconds to cross the breadth of it. 4 seconds, you've gone to the other side of it. If you were to run, then a couple of seconds. If you were on a horse, fast horse, and you're trying to cross it, a second. Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the nearest word says that a fast horseman that will come, a fast horseman, if you were to bring him in front of one of the trees of Jannah and you want him to cross that tree of Jannah, that one tree. And that one tree you got. This is your tree, brother. This is your tree, my tree. I'm telling you now how to get that tree. How do you get that tree? You get that tree by saying Subhanallah. Only a few of you said it. Only a few of you said it. Subhanallah. Now that's 3 trees. For those of you who said 3 times, got 3 trees. And listen to how big the tree is. Listen to how big the tree is. La yasirul rakib, the fast horseman gets on this horse and he tries to cross it, and he goes at full speed and he carries on. He does not stop for a single moment. He carries on at full speed to cross just the breadth of this tree. It takes this horseman 100 years to cross this tree. 100, mashallah, he says, subhanallah, you got another tree, brother. Another tree, brother. 100 years is one tree in Jannah that me and you will get, made of gold. The trunk is made of gold. And we're there, and this is just the beginning. What am I going to do with this tree? Allah Azza wa Jalla has made fruits of this tree, and these fruits, Allah has said, Mandud. These fruits I have made in clusters. Now, sometimes you have a tree in this world, there's one fruit here, there's one fruit there. Then you have to get a ladder for your pear tree or your apple tree, climb up. Oh, got it. Yeah, you risk that ladder, sometimes, tilting over, but you got it. And the high ones right above, you can't get them. You have to get a big stick, bang, or you get a stone, or you get something else, and you hit it, you whack it until it falls out, and that's just the way you get it. Jannah is not like that, brother, sister. Jannah, you get there, and you are under the tree, you see these fruits there. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said, He makes the fruits come close to you. They bow down and they come near to you, and they right and reach. Then you just put your hand out and you get them. So you get the fruit, and then you want to eat the fruit. Now, in eating the fruit, what happens is that you want to eat the fruit. So sometimes you get the fruit, and sometimes you have got certain servants that bring you the fruit. And when they bring you the fruit, you said to them, give me one fruit, they brought you one fruit. And then you wanted them to bring another fruit, they bring another fruit. And it's the same fruit. There's somebody's car, please remove it. DN54ANG, Honda Civic Blue. DN54ANG, Honda Civic Blue, if you could please remove it, thank you. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. They bring the same kind of fruit to this person. He sees the same fruit. He says to his servant, says, hey, what do you think this is, man? You think this is planet Earth? Planet Earth. Standards are going down. Same fruit. I'm in Jannah here, bro. I'm in Jannah. I expect something different every time I want it. أُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. Allah gives them, through their servants, gives them same fruit. The servant says, try it. The same fruit the man takes, he just had before. This fruit from the same tree, the same fruit, the same tree, it tastes completely different. Completely different. This is Jannah, brother. There is hundreds and thousands and perhaps tens of thousands of fruits, perhaps hundreds of thousands of fruits on this one tree. And he's going to go through every single fruit. And every fruit will have a different taste. Allahu Akbar. And he's just still under one tree, brother. He's got so many other trees because he used to sit in the well and sometimes used to grab a tasbih and he used to say subhanallah, 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 subhanallah. And my God, how many trees. Allahu Akbar. And then, forget that, in Ramadan he used to get even more excited and he used to say subhanallah. For every subhanallah in Ramadan he got 70 trees, brother. 70 trees. He says subhanallah 70, subhanallah 140, subhanallah 210, subhanallah 280, subhanallah 350, subhanallah 420, subhanallah 490. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. And this is his Ramadan tasbihs that he did, and he's got all of them. And it wasn't one Ramadan, bro, there's so many Ramadan that the guys just like scratching his head, man. I want to get through all these trees, man, fruits. And that's one tree. Brother, it's just one tree. He sees a bird in Jannah, and this bird is flying past. And he remembers, he probably remembers, I don't know, the hadith doesn't say this, but I'm just trying to say it. We're probably going to be in Jannah, you're probably going to think, man, I used to love my chicken and chips. I used to love my chicken and chips. Mom can give me as much curries as she wants, but those chicken and chips, they're going down my stomach as fast as I can take them down. And he looks at that bird and thinks, man, I'm missing my chicken and chips. My chicken and chips. Don't worry, brother, in Jannah you're not going to miss chicken and chips, okay? But anyway, he gets there, and he looks at this bird, and he wishes that he could have, forget chicken and chips, which is fried. He wants a proper barbecued, roasted, grilled one, brother. So what happens is, all of a sudden, from mid-air, the bird drops all the way down, falls in front of him, and is already roasted. And that guy just had a wish in his heart, and the bird just dropped in front of him. Allahu Akbar. So then he grabs it, and he eats, and he eats, and he eats, and he eats. He finishes all, and oh, that was nice, yeah? All the bones, puts it away, and then when he throws the bones away, the bones turn back into a bird, and the same bird flies away. You just got another tree there, brother. Another tree, plenty of more fruit, bro. So he flies away. When he flies away, Allahu Akbar, as many birds as he wants to eat like that, he can eat. This is Jannah. This is Malikul Muluk. This is the King of Kings giving his gift. This is just one part of Jannah. Allahu Akbar, one part. In fact, you want to eat, brother, some brothers, they can eat, mashallah. Some brothers, they can eat, mashallah. I tell you. You see them. Allah's given them a good metabolism. They can eat. Now, I'll tell you one story. This is a true story, yeah? In London, in Brick Lane, there was a Bengali guy who opened a buffet. The buffet was $7.99, eat as much as you like. $7.99, eat as much as you like. You can pick what you like. It's a buffet system. So one guy comes in, grabs a big plate, he takes one whole plate, sits down, he eats all of it. Goes, gets up, takes a second plate, fills it up, comes back again, he eats all of it. Goes, picks it up, goes for a third one, comes back, he eats all of it. True story, I'm not making this up. Goes back again, fourth plate, he fills it up, comes back again, eats all of it. You might think, man, this guy, oh, Allahu Akbar, man, maybe he fasted all 30 days and came one go, But anyway, this guy is one meal, brother, yeah? So he goes back again, fifth plate, he comes back and he comes and eats it. Sixth one, he goes back and he fills it up, comes back again and he eats it. Allahu Akbar. By now, me and you are doing Tawbah, brother. But anyway, this guy's fine, yeah? So after that, what happens, he gets up for his seventh plate. That's it, brother. Yallah, yes. He gets for his seventh plate, he goes over there, the manager comes up to him, puts $7.99 in his hand and says, brother, please go. Okay? Don't come back. Take the $7.99, don't come back. Some brothers can eat, mashallah. See, when you're in this world, yeah, you got buffet system, you pay your $7.99, and the guy tells you on the seventh plate, yeah, here's your $7.99, brother. Don't come back and go. That is sad world, isn't it? They made a buffet, yeah, you can eat how much you like, you're the same person eating, and no one won't allow you to eat more than that. And in Jannah, what's going to happen in Jannah? In Jannah, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said what? A man in Jannah will be given the power of 100 men to eat. 100 men, brother. Yeah, now we're talking. Call that brother back again from Brick Lane in Jannah. Yeah, tell him to fill his appetite. Yeah. 100 men to eat. 100 men, he's got that power in him to eat. Allahu Akbar. So that's going to be like 100 plates minimum. Minimum 100 plates. And you can eat and eat and eat and eat. Now, the Sahaba got worried. It's like 100. You think, isn't it? Logically you think, what's going to happen down there? You're going to eat and drink like 100 men. What's going to happen down there? So they said, Messenger of Allah, what happens? What happens to the food? Do we have necessities to fill in Jannah? And this is Jannah, brother. This is not this earth. This earth has got sweet and sour, and it's got bad and evil and good and everything else. You have lovely kebab. Yeah? Yeah? Goes in, smells nice, but when the kebab comes out the other end, it doesn't smell very nice, brother. Sour worry. So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, what is the nearest meaning? He said what? Ahlul Jannah, the people of Jannah. La yabulun wa la yataghawwatun. They will not need to go to the toilet to urinate. They will not need to go to the toilet to excrete. They will not need to go to the toilet as well. At all. Why? Because there is no toilet in Jannah. Now Sahaba got worried more. Toilet night. I've eaten like 100 men, there's no toilet now. Serious damage, brother. Serious damage. Prophet ﷺ said what? They will in Jannah, once you eat whatever you eat, they will sweat. They will sweat, and that sweat is their digestion. And that's good news and bad news. Good news is alhamdulillah, at least I'm not worried about what I'm eating, yeah? Bad news is, brother, the more I eat, the more I sweat. La ilaha illallah. You sweat, the more you eat, you sweat. You sweat in this world, you sweat and you smell. So they were worried. What did Prophet ﷺ add? Their sweat in Jannah will smell of pure musk, of fragrance. That's the smell that comes out. Allah, now, brother, you're talking. You eat as much as you like, you sweat as much as you like. When you go to your wife in Jannah, she don't run away from you, brother. She don't run away. You don't have to worry about that, yeah? There's no bathrooms in Jannah. You don't need a bathroom in Jannah. There's no dirt in Jannah. In fact, Rasulullah ﷺ has said, you know, here you've got the air, this air around us, the air has got certain things that are unclean. In Jannah, there's no such thing. So I tell you, sometimes you go to the town center and you come back and you're on a bus and you're waiting in a bus stop and you're waiting there and all these cars are going by. Then you get on a bus and then you go probably another train and come bus and come back home, and then by the evening you kind of go and you want to do your wudu in your sink. When you blow your nose out, you kind of look at the color and you think, man, that's not even green, man, that's black. Seriously, there's so much dirt out there. In Jannah, Prophet ﷺ said that a man will not even have any dirt in his nose. There's no dirt in the nose. Allah. There's no brushing the teeth early in the morning, brother. There's no toothache in Jannah. So anyone who's a dentist, you're not going to get a job in Jannah. I'm sorry. If you're a doctor, you think you're going to work in Jannah, bye-bye. There's no job for doctors in Jannah because there's no pain in Jannah. You can't have pain in Jannah. There's no dirt in the nose. There's no defecating. There's no excreting. There's no going urinating. It's just you eat and you drink to your food. Now what do you drink? You know this drink I said you're going to make this cocktail, this juice, and it's going to be so nice. In Jannah, Allah has given certain words in the Quran. These names are there. You hear the name. And until the day of judgment, these names are read, but we don't even know what the taste is. Allah has said, Salsabila, Zanjabila. Allah said, Salsabila, Zanjabila. These are different drinks and fountains that Allah has created. What about, are they going to be all in the rivers? No. There's going to be bottles Allah will create. Bottles. And these bottles, in this world, they have wine. Well, wine is haram here, but it's halal in Jannah. And those of us who are staying away from wine in this earth, Allah will give us in return the wine in Jannah. That is our gift because the Rahman is pleased with such a person. What does Allah say in Surah Mutaffifin? Khitamuhu misk. I have sealed these bottles with pure musk. When you open the bottle, there will be a nice smell of musk coming out. Allah's already made these bottles in Jannah. Allah has already made these drinks in Jannah. Allah has already stored them in Jannah. Allah has made, even the women in Jannah, they even know, inshallah one day we're going to go to Jannah. Say inshallah. Inshallah. Inshallah we get there without any punishment, without any reckoning. Say inshallah. See, these women inside Jannah, they know who we are. The brothers downstairs are saying subhanallah, and the sisters upstairs probably quiet, brother. These women in Jannah, they know our names. These women in Jannah, they take each other's hands. This is in hadith of Tirmidhi. They take each other's hands. The women in Jannah hold each other's hands and they dance in Jannah. The women in Jannah, when they dance, they sing in Jannah. And when they sing, they say, we are the women of Jannah, we are the pure women. We have no impurities with us. We have no impurities. We do not have anything that, what? Of the impurities Allah has created on this earth. نحن نحيا فلا نموت أبدا. We are women that are going to live forever. We will never die, ever, ever die. Allah. They are singing there. And how do they know your name? But the thing is, and I'm not saying this to scare the sisters off, and I've got nothing against the sisters. Yeah, mashallah, sisters do a great job. Do you agree with me? Yes or no, brothers?
Yes.
There's only like 10 of you that spoke there. La ilaha illallah. What's wrong with you, man?
Ones that are married.
Brother says once he's married, inshallah. Yeah.
The ones that aren't married said yes.
Ones that what?
The aren't married said yes.
The ones that aren't married said yes. La ilaha illallah. Yeah.
I'm married that way.
These brothers married, you don't move the camera towards him. He wants to advertise himself.
Why is it?
Yes, as I said, you're going to get in front of you. In front of there's a camera behind you. Your wife's going to be rewinding this. These women, they if they see that the wife in this earth is arguing with the husband, then the women in Jannah who are to be your wives, they say, hey, hey you, Zubaydah, Kalsum, whatever her name is, they take the name, say, hey you, that one is our husband as well. That's why they know. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla has already informed them when we get to Jannah that they're going to be with us. But you're probably thinking, man, a woman like that will never look at me. No, you're wrong. Allah Azza wa Jalla in Jannah has given you and me a face that is going to be a face, La ilaha illallah, as beautiful as the face of Yusuf alayhi salatu wasalam. And when you speak, your voice is as sweet as Dawood alayhi salam. To whom, on this earth, when Dawood alayhi salam was here, and he used to sing the Psalms, the Zabur. Dawood alayhi salam used to sing along the hymns of the Zabur. When Dawood alayhi salam used to sing it, his voice was so sweet. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Holy Quran that the mountains would sing along with him. The birds, وَالطَّيْرَ مَحْشُورَةً, Allah says that the birds would come gather in their flocks and come near Dawood alayhi salam, and the birds would sing along with Dawood alayhi salam. That's how much of a sweet voice Allah gave Dawood alayhi salam. Allahu Akbar. I wish, and we all wish we could hear that, but don't worry, inshallah, when we get to Jannah, your voice, my voice, automatically is as sweet as his voice. And every man in Jannah, every woman in Jannah is going to get the age of Isa alayhi salam when he left the earth, which is going to be 33 years old. You don't grow any older than that. That means you are 33, your dad's 33, your granddad's 33, your child's 33, and your grandson's 33. MashaAllah. All of you 33. Say, hey dad, you looking young. Granddad's looking better. And my son is looking as old as me. That's how Jannah is going to be. In fact, Allahu Akbar, may Allah grant us the best of Jannah. Say Ameen. In Jannah there's going to be clubs. Here you don't go to clubs. There's going to be clubs. There's dancing there. There's music there. And it lasts for such a long time. Don't try and make it halal here, brother. Some people say, well, it's halal in Jannah, so halal here. They use a dalil, they say, I don't need to keep, I haven't got anything against you if you don't have a beard. You know what they say? They say, look, Jannah is the ideal place, yeah. And the people of Jannah, and this is true, the people of Jannah don't even have any facial hair to clean in the morning. Men get up, they have to get a blade, and they have to trim it or look after it. In Jannah, there is no blade. There's nothing. So basically, there's no hair that grows. Allah makes the person very handsome without any hair on the face. So these guys, they say, you know what? They say Jannah is the ideal place. So since in Jannah there's no facial hair, then I'm not going to have any facial hair here. We say, brother, okay, you want to base it on Jannah? Well, in Jannah, that means in Jannah, wine is halal, brother. So you're going to make that halal here as well? You're going to do that, but if you're not going to do that, then don't do the other thing. Jannah is an ideal place, but don't say that you want the world to become like that. So all these clubs and all this wine and all this drinking, it's halal in Jannah, but it's not halal here. So I was joking with my nanny once. Nanny, Bengalis, they joke with their nanny, yeah? Bengalis joke with the daddy and nanny.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It's a bit of fun, it's alright. So I said to my nanny once, I said, Nanny, when we get to Jannah, inshallah, I'll call you to my club. I'll call you there. You can have your own little place there. She said, Astaghfirullah, what are you saying? I said, Nanny, you're not going to be this old in Jannah. You can't be this old in Jannah. Everyone's going to be young in Jannah. Young. And the thing is, everyone will have their own places. You have your club, you have your club, you have your club, you have your Jannah, you have your tents. Subhanallah, there's tents, there's houses. And the tents, one tent according to Sahih Bukhari, one tent. A tent, what you're going to do is you're going to put a pole in the middle, and you're going to put the cloth at the side, and you have the pole in the middle, and then there goes out your tent, right? It holds up, all the tent is held by a pole. Yes or no? Yes. In Jannah, this one pole, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that one pole is going to be 60 miles long. 60 miles long. That's one pole, one tent. And the tent is probably in your little garden. You still haven't gone to your house yet. You go to your house. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said, just the doors of Jannah, عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ. The extent of these houses are from the earth to the sky. From the earth to the sky. Allahu Akbar. You walk in your house, my brother. Forget that. You look up from the outside of your house. لَبِنَةٌ مِّن فِضَّةٍ. One brick is made of silver. لَبِنَةٌ مِّن ذَهَبٍ. One brick is made of gold. One of silver, one of gold, one of emerald, one of diamond, one of rubies. This is just the outside of your house. That's how it's good to you. You get inside the house and you come to one room. How many rooms in this? There's 70. How many brothers? 70. 70 rooms here. And you've just come to number one. And room number one, you're going to eat. And room number one, Allah has given you 70 tables. How many? 70. On every single table, there's 70 dishes. And that's you. You can call as many people as you want to party along. You can call, and you're going to have, Allah's going to give you special family in Jannah. You got your family in this world? Yeah, they've got their own Jannah. They've all got their own Jannah. Big, massive, massive. You know how big? The last man gets 10 times bigger than this world. Last man who got the least amount gets 10 times bigger than this world. And you can think, 10 times. 10 times bigger than this world. How big? Only 10 times bigger than this world. If I said to you, brother, now if I said to you, if I said to you, what's a really nice street in Smethwick? Expensive houses. You don't have one. You sad people. Come on.
Great Arthur Street.
What is it?
Great Arthur Street.
Great Arthur. Is that where you live, yeah? Okay, Great Arthur. What else is? I'm sure there's some real beautiful ones in Birmingham. Now, if I said to you that whole street is yours, if I said to you all the streets around there, all the plush houses are all yours. Now that's saying something. If I said to you the whole of Birmingham is yours, if I said the whole of UK is yours alone to roam around, it's all yours, all the houses, whatever you want to build on it. If I said to you that, you might think, well, I don't want the UK. It's bad weather, brother. I don't blame you. Okay, I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to say to you the whole of Dubai is for yours. Imagine you have one island of Dubai, it's yours, you build on it what you like, you keep it, sandy beaches, whatever, you keep it what you like. Now when I say that, your eyes are lighting up, brother. Why? Because you can relate to it. Now 10 times bigger than this world means as many Dubais and as many Qatars, as many sandy beaches, as many Indonesias, as many Malaysias, as many parts you've got in the whole of the world where they have these wonderful beaches and wonderful places, 10 times bigger than that. Now the person basically, you've got your own family in Jannah, and with your own family you call them. Allah gives you extra family, extra servants. They're always around you. Yatufuna, they're rotating. One gives you one dish, you go, buy another one, Monday. These dishes are made of silver. Allah said, min fidda. Dishes are made of silver, of gold. They give you 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all rotating around you one by one, and they're giving you one after the other. And this is just an appetite, a taster. You go into the other room, forget 70 tables, you've got 70 beds there, bro. That's something else I'm not going to get into. But the point is, this one house, one palace Allah gave you. What was that palace from? That's what the talk is about. How do you get to these places? How do you earn yourself to get here? Allah Azza wa Jalla says what? Whosoever, Allah's Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, according to Hadith in Tirmidhi, whosoever prays 12 rakats a day, 12 rakats a day, they pray, every day Allah will give them a palace in Jannah. What 12 rakats? 2 rakats of sunnah of fajr. How many? 2 rakats sunnah of 4 rakats sunnah of dhuhr. Then 2 rakats sunnah of dhuhr. How many have I counted so far?
8.
How many have I counted so far? 8. Then 2 rakats of maghrib. How many now? 10. And 2 rakats sunnah of isha. How many? 12. These 12 rakats you pray every day. Allah every day has kept one palace for you in Jannah. That's the palace. You want treasure boxes in there? In the palace? You say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Say La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. There is no other deity that will save me from any mishappening. No one will give me the quwwah and the power to do any good except for Allah. When you say that, automatically one treasure box in Jannah, automatically another treasure box in Jannah. That's how you get that. But you want to get into Jannah. How do you get into Jannah? The first thing is, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, Man qala la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. Whosoever will say la ilaha illallah, he will enter Jannah. Say la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah means that there is no other deity, no one worthy of worship except for Allah. That's a la ilaha illallah. Fine. Now you've got the key to Jannah. What have you got? The key to Jannah. But there's a problem. Just because you got a key doesn't mean you can get in somewhere. If I give you a key from the local locksmith's shop and I say, here's a key, go where you are. You're gonna go to this door, that door, this house, that house, go. Can you do that? No. Why not? Because it's a key that hasn't been cut. Does the key need to be cut, yes or no?
Yes.
So you have to bring another key that's identical to this one and then cut it accordingly. Then if you cut it accordingly, then you got the key to go into that special place. Whichever place you want to go to, according to that key. The key of Jannah is La ilaha illallah. You've got the key. Every Muslim has got the key. But to use the key to go to Jannah and enter Jannah, you can't enter until you cut the key. How do you cut the key? The way you cut your key is, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Miftahu al-jannati as-salah. The key to Jannah is to make prayer and to establish prayers. When me and you start to pray and we do our salah, our namaz, our salah, that is now cutting the key to get into Jannah. Brother, you have to, and sister, you have to cut the key to go to Jannah. And in every one of these, Allah Azza wa Jal has kept another great thing. You hear the muaddin giving the adhan. When he says Allahu Akbar, what are we supposed to say? Allah. When he says Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, what do we say? When he says Ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah, what do we say? When he says Hayya ala salah, what do you say? MashaAllah, good, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And that's what do you get in Jannah for that? When he says Hayya ala falah, what do we say? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. When he says Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah, what do we say? La ilaha illallah. Good. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a authentic hadith, whosoever will repeat whatever the muaddin has said it with iman, with belief, Allah will make that person enter Jannah. So that's another, you're cutting another key, or you're getting ready to go to Jannah for another reason. A person goes to wudu, and when he's finished his wudu, he says, أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Can everyone say that please? أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that whosoever will say this dua, this prayer after his wudu, then Allah Azza wa Jal will open all 8 doors of Jannah for him. فُتِحَتْ لَهُ أَبْوَابُ الثَّمَانِيَةِ. All 8 doors of Jannah will open. يَدْخُلُهَا. He can enter whichever door he wants. If you want to get that reward, then after your wudu, you do your wudu, and after that you just say this dua. Then you come for prayer. When you come for prayer, in a hadith of Bukhari, what does the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? Whosoever will pray 2 rakats for Allah, in those 2 rakats he does not turn with his face or his heart to anyone else except for Allah. He does not turn with his face or his heart to anyone except for Allah, and he can pray a full 2 rakats like that. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Dakhala al-Jannah." That person has entered Jannah. Subhanallah. That person has guaranteed himself a place for Jannah. Allahu Akbar. Man salla al-bardayn dakhala al-Jannah. Whosoever will pray the 2 cool prayers, the 2 cold prayers, they will go to Jannah. What are the 2 cold prayers? They're Fajr and Isha, or Fajr and Asr. According to different narrations. Some have said Fajr and Isha, but even if you take Fajr and Isha, if you pray Fajr and Isha, you pray Fajr and Isha regularly, then you have gained yourself an entry into Jannah. And you want to get to Jannah, fine, my brother, there are plenty of ways to get to Jannah. These are just a few ways. These are just a few ways. Some people have got to Jannah without any of these. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to hadith of Bukhari, said what? رَأَيْتُ رَجُلًا يَتَقَلَّبُ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. I saw a man in Jannah who was lying in Jannah. And you know when you're lying down and sometimes you're so comfortable, you go, you know when you lie down and you kind of stretch yourself, you just turn around and go like, ooh. You know when you lie down and do that? Prophet ﷺ said, I saw a man in Jannah who was turning around like that. Why? How did he get there? He got there because of what? Because in this world there was a branch of a tree that was cutting across a pathway. So when people used to walk, they had to duck their heads down to cross that branch. So one man one day came along and he said, all these people who walk on this pathway, they duck their heads down to go past here. I'm going to do them a favor. I'm going to take a saw and I'm going to saw that branch off. So that's what he did. He got up, he got his saw, he went up to the branch and he just sawed it off. And when people started to walk, oh, that's good, mashallah, there's no branch that we have to duck under. So they started to walk freely, and because of that one branch, the man got into Jannah. You just got another tree, bro. Now, if I was you, I'd be sitting there while I'm talking and I'd be saying, if you're clever enough, you're going to sit there and you're still going to remember, because that's a good few trees for Jannah, and sitting there doing dhikr. But that man got into Jannah because of what? A branch. There's another woman, according to a hadith in Bukhari, there's another woman, she got into Jannah, Allahu Akbar, in another way. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he came into the masjid and he noticed that this African woman used to come before and she used to clean the masjid. So he inquired, he said, where's that African woman? And the Sahaba said, Messenger of Allah, did you not know? She died. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And we buried her. We prayed her janazah and we buried her. They didn't even tell the Prophet ﷺ because they thought Prophet ﷺ was not going to be concerned about such a person. And Prophet ﷺ said, according to one narration, he said, you have hurt me. Why didn't you tell me about such a that woman who passed away? In a separate narration, Prophet ﷺ asked to go to her graveyard. So he went up to her graveyard and he spent some time there. And in a separate narration, the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, Wallah, he said, I swear by Allah that I saw that woman. She used to clean the masjid there. I saw that woman. In her hand was the dust of my masjid while she herself is standing in Jannah. She's got to Jannah by just cleaning the masjid, cleaning the house of Allah. She got to Jannah. Allah. In fact, Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, النار أقرب إلى أحد منكم أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. He said, the fire is as close to one of you as min shiraki na'li. He said, you know your shoelaces? The fire of Jahannam is close to you as just the closest of your shoelace. And the same narration, he says, Jannah is close to you as your shoelace. You can go to Jahannam. May Allah forbid you, may Allah forbid me from going to Jahannam. But you can go, or one can end up in Jahannam because of something so trivial. And the same person can end up in Jannah because of something so trivial and so small. It can happen. So trivial, so small. Let me give you one example of something really trivial, really small. Imam Ghazali rahimahullah, the famous person of this, famous scholar of this ummah. Imam Ghazali rahimahullah is a great icon of this ummah. A great person who's there to do great work and many great works on the surface of this earth. Somebody saw Imam Ghazali rahimahullah after his death and said, "Oh Abu Hamid, how did Allah treat you?" So Imam Ghazali rahimahullah said, "Allah forgave me." So he said, "What did Allah forgive you? For what reason did Allah forgive you?" So Imam Ghazali rahimahullah was saying, he's going to say something, and you'd expect it's probably because of the books he's written, probably because of the ilm and knowledge he left behind, because he was very famous for that. And Imam Ghazali rahimahullah, he said, once I was writing a book, and as I'm writing the book, this is in a dream, as I'm writing the book, there came a fly, and this fly just stopped onto the ink at the nib of my stick. So those days, they used to dip it in, take it out and then write. So he dipped it in, he took it out, and a fly came to the end of the nib, just sat there and started, you know what the flies do? They start to do their little business, whatever it is, okay? So Imam Ghazali rahimahullah thought at that moment that this fly is probably thirsty, probably taken something in. So he waited till the fly flew off itself. He didn't make the fly sort of wave at the fly so that it could fly away. No. He waited till the fly flew off itself. And he had mercy. This was mercy from his heart onto the fly. And then he carried on writing once the fly went away. Imam Ghazali in the dream said, because of that one action, Allah Azza wa Jal forgave me. It's one action. This is the forgiveness of Allah Azza wa Jal. We don't know, brothers, which one of us is going to reach Jannah for what reason. There are many, many reasons to reach Jannah. We've got to try and find every excuse to try and get to Jannah. Some people will get to Jannah because Allahu Akbar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said about a woman who quenched the thirst of a dog. She saw a dog, and she gave water to a dog. From her shoe, she gave water to a dog, because there was no other way of carrying the water from the well except through her shoe. So she took her shoe off to get water from the well, and then she brought it back up. She couldn't even climb up with the shoe, so she put the shoe in her mouth, and then she climbed up, And this woman was a woman who used to sell her body for money. And that woman who quenched the thirst of a dog, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that woman is in Jannah. This is what? These are the reasons for a person going to Jannah. Allahu Akbar. A person says what? A person says, I want to get to Jannah in a different way. Let me give you a different way. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, من يضمن لي ما بين لحييه وما بين فرجيه دخل أضمن له الجنة. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says to the nearest mean, whosoever will guarantee for me that they're going to protect that which is between their jaws. If you can protect your tongue and you can protect that which is between your thighs, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, I give you guarantee of you going to Jannah. I'll give you another way. Another way is what? There are how many famous names of Allah Azza wa Jal? How many? 99. There's one hadith that says, if you memorize the 99 names of Allah, you go to Jannah. Memorize the 99 names of Jannah, of Allah's name, you go to Jannah. Memorize that, you go to Jannah. But Jannah has many levels. And there are many high levels of Jannah, and it gets better and better in Jannah. And I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, to get to Jannah, there is the best lush part of Jannah. Prophet ﷺ told us, if you're going to ask Allah for Jannah, then ask for Firdaus. You know, some brothers they ask Allah, say, Allah, please Allah, even if you put me in one corner of Jannah, just put me in Jannah. I'm thinking, why? What's wrong with it? Even if you put me in one corner of Jannah, put me in Jannah. What's wrong with it? Prophet ﷺ said, he said, إِذَا سَأَلْتُمُ اللَّهِ, if you're asking Allah for Jannah, فَاسْأَلُوا الْفِرْدَوْسِ, ask the best portion of Jannah, ask for Firdaus. Don't ask for a little place in Jannah, I'm humble, forgive me. If Allah accepts your dua, then you'll end up in a little corner in Jannah. What are you going to do in a little corner in Jannah, brother? Jannah is so big. Go for Firdaus. So now, get into Firdaus. What's Firdaus? Firdaus is the best portion of Jannah. From there, all the rivers of Jannah come down. The 4 rivers of Jannah, they come from Allah's Arsh, Allah's throne. They come straight down into Firdaus. And Firdaus, the people of Firdaus are the first to drink it. And from there, minha tatafajjaru anharul Jannah. From there, the rest of Jannah gets a drink from these rivers. And these rivers flow in the whole of Jannah, but they start off coming to Firdaus. Firdaus is the place where you're going to have neighbors like Nuh alayhi salam, Musa alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Isa alayhi salam, Ayyub alayhi salam, Dawood alayhi salam, Sulaiman alayhi salam, Allahu Akbar, Ibrahim alayhi salam, Ismail alayhi salam, Ishaq alayhi salam. These are all your neighbors. And the best one, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. These are your neighbors in Firdaus. Firdaus, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, Umar radiyallahu anhu, Uthman radiyallahu anhu, Ali radiyallahu anhu, Talha radiyallahu anhu, Zubair radiyallahu anhu, so on and so forth. These are your neighbors. The Sahaba, your neighbors. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, your neighbor in Jannah. And you want to get to Firdaus. To get to Firdaus, there's one guaranteed way to get to Firdaus. Now you want to get there, brother, sister. You want to get anywhere in Jannah, you want to get to this place in Jannah. And you get to Jannah in this place, Allah Akbar, when Allah Azza wa Jal, He shows His own majestic self. He shows Himself to the people of Jannah. When Allah does that, the people of Firdaus get the best place to see Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, like people, when they go to sports or something, and let's say, for example, you guys will understand this better, yeah? If you're going to watch football or something at a football, whole stadium or something, I'm not saying that you guys go or whatever, okay? So please don't start banging me with your fatwas, alright? I'm just saying that you got a couple of ways. You got one that you're going to be right at the end of the top. You can't even see the players, who they are. He's like, yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm supporting the wrong side. You can't even see the players on the ground. Yeah? But another one is that you are ahead in front and you can see all your players. They're playing and you got full vision of them. In Jannah, Allah Azza wa Jal is going to reveal Himself to the people of Jannah. When He does that, the closest people to see Allah Azza wa Jal are going to be the people in Firdaus. And in Jannah, being in Firdaus, for the sisters I'm saying, you've got the likes of Sayyidatuna Fatima radiallahu anha, Sayyidatuna Aisha radiallahu anha, and Asya, the wife of Fir'aun, is going to be in that part. And the best of women, Maryam, may Allah be pleased with her, the mother of Isa alayhi salam, she's going to be there in Firdaus, in the best portion of Jannah. The best portion of Jannah. This is the biggest Jannah, this is the best portion of Jannah. This is the most beautiful Jannah. To get there, my brothers, there's a few ways, but I'm going to tell you a couple of simple ways to get there. Simple way is, and it's going to be so simple, you're going to think, no, it can't be that simple, man. It can't be that simple, man. What are you talking about? It can't be that simple. The next time Allah Azza wa Jal gives you a baby, baby? Next time Allah gives you a baby, then you're probably sitting there in the hospital thinking, Sele, 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 fwa, 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 fwa. You're sitting there, son, 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 Allah, son, Allah, son, Allah, son, Allah, son. Yeah, that's what he's saying. I'm just saying that the Prophet started saying with me. What's wrong with you? That's what some men do. They just want a son, want a son, want a son. And then up pops a daughter. And the guy hears, daughter, I'll try next year. That's what he thinks. That daughter, my friend, that Allah delivered to your house is a key to Jannah. And I'm not just saying this. This is from our Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There was one sitting in a gathering and he said, whosoever will have 3 daughters, and he will bring all 3 daughters up with a good Islam and with a good nurturing of Islam. So he will teach them Islam and he will mold them to Islam. Whosoever will do that with 3 of his daughters, Allah will give him what? Allah will make him and Prophet sallallahu like this in Jannah. Like this. And he showed 2 of his fingers close to one another. Allahu Akbar. Allah. Man, there's a man sitting there and he says, I've got 2 daughters, I just need one more. Seriously, there's a Sahabi sitting there, I've got 2 daughters, I need one more. So he said, Messenger of Allah, what about one who has 2 daughters? 2 daughters. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam then said, whosoever has person who has 2 daughters and gives them a good Islam and gives them a good nurturing, and Allah Azza wa Jal will make him and me in Jannah like this. Allahu Akbar. Now the rest of them are thinking, oh my God, 3 daughters, 2 daughters. Messenger of Allah, what about 1 daughter? And the Prophet ﷺ said, he said, whosoever will have 1 daughter, 1, and bring her up with a good Islam, and not only teach Islam, but try and mold her to Islam, Allah will make that person and me in Jannah like this. Say Allahu Akbar. Allah. Say Allahu Akbar. Allah. Those sisters there that we've got, my brothers, yeah, those sisters there we've got, yeah, they are the daughters of another man. Just remember that. They're the daughters of other men out there, your father-in-laws. Those sisters, they still need care. But when you have got someone in your house, my brother, see that as a key to Jannah. Now some of you might think, La ilaha illallah, man, I'm not even married, man. This guy's talking about 3 daughters, 2 daughters, 1 daughter, I'm not even married. And maybe you are married, but you had son, and now you want daughter, but you get no more daughter. There are people like that. They want son, or they get whatever, and Allah just gives them sons. He doesn't give them daughters. And they want to get to Jannah. Well, there's another way. And simple way, very simple way to get to Jannah and Jannatul Firdaus. And next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannah. What do? Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the Sahih Hadith al-Bukhari, أنا وكافل اليتيم هكذا في الجنة. I and the one who will take the care of an orphan are going to be like this in Jannah. Now what does it mean by taking the care of an orphan? Taking the care, kafil means you take responsibility of that orphan. Now I don't want you to do a cheap thing for this brother. Like, oh yeah, okay, I donated £10 to an orphan. Yeah, I'm going to be there. Oh, I'm going to be there. The word is kafilul yatim. Kafil means that you're going to take the responsibility of this orphan who lost his father at a young age until he gets to a good age where he can look after himself. You're going to take care of him. And you do that for one orphan in this world. Allah Azza wa Jal has given you your place next to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He put it like this, next to him in Jannah. And what is Jannah? Jannatul Firdaus. And what do you get in Jannah? Allahu Akbar. You get the houses and you get the gold and you get the silver and you get the marketplaces where you go there. And Allahu Akbar, you go to the marketplace to get designer faces. What do you go to the market for? To get what? Designer faces. Don't worry, brother, there's no plastic surgery here. Don't think they're going to come up to you, cut you up. There's none of that. You go to Jannah in the marketplace and there's designer faces. You look at them and you think, that looks beautiful. Oh, wish I was like that. And your whole face changes to that person. Allahu Akbar. And you see another one, you think that's more beautiful. Allah, your face changes again and you become that person. It doesn't mean that they're not going to recognize you anymore, brother. Because that's a worry, isn't it? You change, your face change. You think, man, I just about got those, women in Jannah. Yeah, when I go back here, they're going to say, who are you? Now you go back to your home. The same hadith says you go back to your home and the women are running towards you. Because in Jannah, it's not a recognition of face. Once you go to the next world, it's a recognition of the soul. Souls recognize souls. Doesn't matter what body you're in, they recognize the souls. And in Jannah, people are there so pure, forget the air. You are breathing in the dhikr of Allah and you're breathing out the dhikr of Allah. That is Jannah. That is Jannah. And I said to you in the beginning, you're thinking, man, oh, it looks so beautiful. Listen, you haven't even reached the beginning of Jannah. I haven't even reached the beginning of Jannah. We're allowed to talk like this about Jannah. Because Allah Azza wa Jal has made us human beings and He's given us grapes on the earth. He wants us to think about something like grapes in Jannah. He's given us women on the earth. He wants us to think about women like that in Jannah. He's given us a house on this earth or a palace and a really big house and we can see these palaces. Allah wants us to think about that in Jannah, but there's nothing compared to what Allah has created over there. They say that if a man was to see one of those women of Jannah while they're on this earth, if they was to see that, then Allahu Akbar, they say that the heart would burst. The guy, you'd have to read his janazah, brother. He just saw a woman of Jannah, read his janazah. That's how beautiful Allah has created over there. Now He's got all of that. He's got His servants. He's got His meat. He's got His food. He's got, the clothing of Jannah. Allahu Akbar. There are 70 thin fabrics people wear at one go in Jannah. 70 thin fabrics or 70 fabrics, one on top of another. And Allah has given such sight in Jannah that you can look at your spouse or your wife or who Allah has given to you. You can look right through the 70 clothing, right through into her shin. And in that shin, there's the beating of the love for you. You can even see that. La ilaha illallah, this is Jannah. Man, if you want to go to these places and you want to think that I want to get this, what do you have to do? You have to do a'mal, you have to do actions. You don't get Jannah just for free. Allah Azza wa Jalla has said that there's a price to pay. And the price is our actions that we're doing. And these actions gain us all these things. In fact, when you get angry, When a person gets angry, next time you get angry, I'm going to tell you to do one thing. Allahu Akbar, brothers. Get ready for this one, yeah? You get angry, and when you've got angry, all you do is you suppress your anger. You suppress your anger. You had full power to strike at the person with your anger and to execute your anger and show them your full wrath. But you didn't do that, you suppressed it. Hadith in Tirmidhi says that Allah Azza wa Jal will make all the hur of Ain of Jannah, all the women of Jannah, Allah will bring them out and He's going to line them up. One line you can see all the hur of Ain of Jannah. And because this one man suppressed his anger once, Allah will say, choose which hur Ain you want, she's going to be yours. Choose which one of Jannah you want, she's yours, because you suppressed the anger. Allahu Akbar. All these actions, they're getting something in Jannah. All these actions, they're getting something in Jannah. Now I know I'm saying all of the other kids who are sitting here, yeah, whatever you want in Jannah, you get in Jannah. Yeah? So if you want a PS4 in Jannah, you get PS4. Forget PS4, PS4 is going to look rubbish in Jannah. PS4, if you ever saw a PS4 in Jannah, you probably think, what is this rubbish that is here? There's going to be probably PS4 million over there. It's going to be the latest thing where you're probably inside there, you're one of the characters and you play and you kick and you move and you do the rest. And when they hit you, you bounce back off and come back again for a second time. There's no pain in Jannah. I remember my son when he was only, I think 3 years old, 3 or 4 years old. Because you know, kids, you have to talk to them. They don't understand Namaz Hurain business. They don't understand. They understand chocolate. They understand. If you tell a kid, you know, in Jannah you're going to get a whole house full of chocolate, and you can eat your own house. You can eat it from one end to another end, and you won't get any toothache. You can eat as much as you like. There's no limit to what you can eat. They want that. They don't want the palace. They don't understand all these chandelier business. They don't understand brick of gold and brick of silver. They don't understand. You got to tell them in their own language. Of course, when they go to Jannah, then you know it's a different case. Like that man who came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said, Messenger of Allah, he said, if I go to Jannah, will I get a red camel? The Bedouin came and said, if I go to Jannah, will I get a red camel? Prophet ﷺ said, if you want a red camel in Jannah, you will get a red camel in Jannah. What does that mean? That means by the time you go to Jannah, and you see, I mean in this world right now we're seeing Ferrari cars that are going what, 200-300 miles per hour. We're seeing that in this world, a red Ferrari going fast. Are you telling me the Bedouin is going to get there when people are going that fast, he wants his red camel? You telling me that? And forget that this is this world. Once you go to Jannah, forget 200-300 miles an hour. Allah will create things that are beyond the imagination. In fact, if you want to fly in Jannah, you fly in Jannah. You want to fly in Jannah, you fly in Jannah. Allah. So, just as the Prophet ﷺ is saying that to the man, if you want a red camel in Jannah, you will get a red camel in Jannah. The same applies here. You tell a child, if you want this chocolate house in Jannah, you get a chocolate house in Jannah. It's true. Why not? If you want Smarties in the whole of your Jannah, and you can sleep in Smarties, eat Smarties, all that, you've got it. You've got it. If you want a factory that makes you Smarties every day and the factory is bringing it out and your mouth is on the other end, you got it. So my son, what was my son in? My son was in, at that time when he was 3-4 years old, he was in this Thomas the Tank Engine. So he loved, bought him a set, he used to love playing these Thomases and, like make the track for him and he plays and so on. So he wanted Thomas the Tank Engine. So I said to him, I said, son, if you pray, then inshallah one day you go to Jannah. And when you go to Jannah, you want real Thomas, Allah will give you real Thomas. So he came running the next time he saw me praying. He sat next to me, 3-year-old, sat next to me. And when I sujood, he went to sujood. When I sat down, he sat down. When I said salam, he said salam. As soon as I salam, he said, Baba, I want to go to Jannah right now. I want to go to Jannah right now. I said, not like that. Yeah. When Allah takes you there, then you'll go. But this is kids. For kids, you have to talk to them in their own language. For women, you can't sit there all day telling women about who they're in, brother. You've got to tell them about necklaces, about diamonds, about all the jewelry that they'll get, because they're into that. You can tell them about the shops of Jannah. Allahu Akbar, I can't wait. leave them to shop in Jannah. Yeah? You've got to tell them about the beauties of Jannah from their level, and we need to hear it from our level, and the kids hear it from their level, and this is what Jannah is. Anyway, Jannatul Firdaus. Allah, I'm going to spend with you another few minutes and then we're done, inshallah. Jannatul Firdaus and all the other Jannahs. And I'm going to tell you another secret. It's in the Quran, Allahu Akbar. But you need to take this away and tell your family members. Whichever family member gets into any high place in Jannah, automatically the rest of your family members of this world get bumped up. They got bumped up. So if you get to Jannatul Ma'wa and they're lower than you, if there's a lower Jannah than Jannatul Ma'wa, then all of them get bumped up to Jannatul Ma'wa. And if you get to Jannatul Firdaus, one person of the family gets to Jannatul Firdaus, and Allah will make all your family members go to Jannatul Firdaus. Yeah? Allah. Don't go to the religious person in your family here today and say, I'm banking on it. I'm banking on you, bruv. Because you don't know what his case is going to be, your case is going to be. The only people we can say guaranteed going to Jannah is whom Prophet ﷺ said will go to Jannah. And there are only about 10 people or just a few people that we can say for guaranteed will go to Jannah. The rest of them, we have good hope, but we can't say anything. So let me tell you about this. Jannah, you get to Jannah and you're bumped up with your family members. Good, alhamdulillah. You know, one day, Allahu Akbar, one day, Allah Azza wa Jal. You know, there's a fear that all this luxury, the biggest fear on this earth for people who've got luxury is they're going to die. There's going to be the same fear in Jannah, that we might die. So Allah will bring angel of death in front of the people of Jannah. And he will say, Ya Ahl al-Jannah, O people of Jannah. And the whole of Jannah will look up. And they will see angel of death. Allah will turn the angel of death into a ram. And then Allah will say, Ya Ahl al-Jannah, O people of Jannah, khulud. You're going to live here forever. La maut. There is no other death. And Allah will sacrifice and He will slaughter the angel of death. Allah will get rid of angel of death. Allah will bring him to the end. Now the people of Jannah will feel, now we can live without fearing death. And Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, Oh my servants, Hal raditum, are you pleased? Now this is Allah asking us, are we pleased? Are we pleased? Allahu Akbar. People will say, of Jannah will say, of course, why shouldn't we be pleased? Why? Have you not made our faces white? Have you not saved us from Jahannam? Why should we not be pleased? And Allah will say, should I give you something even more pleasing than all the things you've got? What is that? Because the fear after not having death is, maybe one day Allah may not be pleased with us. Maybe one day Allah might not be pleased with us. So Allah will say, أُحِلُّ عَلَيْكُمْ رِضْوَانِي فَلَا أَسْخَطُ عَلَيْكُمْ بَعْدَهُ أَبَدًا. I descend upon you my eternal pleasure. I will never ever become angry with you ever again. Allahu Akbar. Oh, now we can stay in Jannah and Allah is never going to be displeased again. Then another day Allah Azza wa Jalla will say, Ya ibadi, O my servants, hal raditum, have you become pleased with are you pleased? And they will say, Oh Allah, of course we are pleased. Allah will then bring about a majestic show in Jannah. Allah will say, okay, all Jannah people get together. This is where everybody gets together and everybody gets their own cushions and their own reclining places, their own chairs, whatever it is. Allah gives them that in Jannah and these things lift them up in the air. Jannah becomes a massive theater with all these reclining cushions everywhere. Everybody gets a full view of what Allah wants them to see. And then Allah Azza wa Jalla says, Oh my servants, what did we do in this world? We worshipped Allah Azza wa Jal in a way that was from the unseen. We never saw Allah. So Allah will say, My angels, these servants have worshipped me while they were in the dunya, in the earth. They never saw me. Today, I want to reveal myself to all of my servants. So Allah Azza wa Jal will say to the angels to remove the veil between Allah and His servants. When Allah does that, my friends, when Allah does that, people in Jannah what? People in Jannah will forget about the drinks of Jannah. People in Jannah will forget about the food of Jannah. People in Jannah will forget the fruits of Jannah. They will forget the women of Jannah. They will forget the houses of Jannah. They will forget the servants of Jannah. They will forget the people of Jannah. They will forget the families of Jannah. They will forget the rivers of Jannah. They will forget the pleasures of Jannah. They will forget the luxuries of Jannah. They will forget the markets of Jannah. They will forget the diamonds of Jannah. They will forget the precious stones of Jannah. They will forget Jannah and whatever it contains, and the only thing that they will find better than anything else is going to be just seeing Allah. Just to see Allah. See Allah is so beautiful that the whole of Jannah is forgotten in that moment. And people want to see Allah longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. Now my friends, just a couple more minutes and then you can leave, inshallah. What I want to say to you is that there's a key to Jannah, and the biggest key to Jannah is Salah. The biggest key to Jannah is what? Salah. Rasulullah with his own tongue has said, Miftahu al-Jannati Salah. That the key to Jannah is prayer, is Salah. And on his deathbed, the Prophet ﷺ said, As-Salah, As-Salah, wa ma malakat aymanukum. He said, guard your prayers, guard your prayers. My brother, my sister, whoever you are. Salah is not a thing to do in a ritual. And those of us who do Salah with concentration inside a Salah, they are guaranteed Jannatul Firdaus. The highest portion of Jannah. This is Surah 23, Surah Mu'minun 23, ayah number 1. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Allah starts. He says a number of things that people have, they get to Firdaus. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْوَارِثُونَ الَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْفِرْدَوْسِ. They get Firdaus. And they are what? They are the people who are thinking of Allah internally in Salah. Salah is the most important thing. And those of us who will do all the other things, and there's many ways to get to Jannah. Don't forget, my brothers and sisters, many ways to get to Jannah. You don't know how many ways there are to go to Jannah. You and me should do whatever best we can, and inshallah, bi'idhnillah, Allah Azza wa Jal will give you and me the tawfiq and ability to get to Jannah. We want Jannah what? When we pray to Allah, we say this. We say, oh Allah, give me Jannatul Firdaus. What are we going to say? Without any reckoning, without any punishment. Without being reckoned, without being accounted for, and without being punished. Without any reckoning, without any punishment. So we're going to say what? Oh Allah, give me Jannatul Firdaus. Without any reckoning, without any punishment. That means that the moment we die till we go to Jannah, there is nothing to worry about, and inshallah when we get to Jannah, we are taken straight to Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. And Allah Azza wa Jalla make that true for all of us. Ameen.